is time for story time. I am Miss Jeanna, and I'm so happy you're tuning in for today's story time. We're going to sing some songs together and read some books, but what do you think our story time is about? Well, I'm going to put a picture over here, and usually, sometimes, most of the time, I black out the picture, so you have to guess what the shape is. But for this one, I'm going to actually put the picture up, and you're going to have to try to figure out what it is. What do we have here? We have a police officer, a mail woman, we have a teacher, I see a nurse, I see a garbage man. What do you think these things all have in common? Can you guess? These are called community helpers. They're people who help out in our community with all the jobs that they do. Now, these are just some community helpers. There are a whole bunch of community helpers. There's firemen, and there's farmers, and there's librarians. There's all sorts of community helpers out there that help you around your neighborhood. And we're going to learn about some of those jobs today. Before we get started, we're going to read a book, and I want to get all those wiggles all out of us, okay? So I'm going to tell you to take your fingers and wiggle my fingers. I wiggle my nose. I wiggle my shoulders. I wiggle my toes. Can you wiggle your toes? Then clap. All my wiggles are out of me, and I can sit quiet as can be. And we are going to listen to our first story. Here we go. This is called Even Firefighters Hug Their Moms. My name is Big Frank, and I'm a firefighter. Every morning I get up and look at the newspaper to find out where the fires are. Then I get dressed in my protective gear. My air tank and face mask help me breathe, even if the smoke is as thick as a milkshake. I climb onto my hook and ladder truck and drive to the fire. Sometimes firefighter Sally comes with me. When we get to the fire, we rush into the burning building. How about a hug? My mom asks as I run by. Too busy fighting fires, I say. Even firefighters hug their moms, she says. My name is Officer Dave, and this is Rex, my police dog. We stand guard at the door when the criminals come by. I announce it on my loudspeaker to warn everyone. Stand back, I say. Criminals coming through. Then we lock up all the criminals in jail. My mom walks by. Don't worry about your safety, ma'am, I say. We've got you covered. How about covering me with a hug, she asks. No time, I say. I've got to serve and protect. Even police officers hug their moms, she says. My name is Joe, and I'm an EMT. That's short for Emergency Medical Technician. My partner, Junior, is in training. I'm teaching her everything I know. Over the radio, we hear about an accident, and we spring into action. We bandage up the man's cuts and scrapes and put him on a stretcher. We give him a bowl of ice cream to help make him feel better. Then we race to the hospital. We keep the siren on the whole way. Wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo. My mom is waiting at the hospital. Can I have a hug? She asks when we get to the emergency room. I'm trying to save some lives here, I say. Even ambulance drivers hug their moms, she says. Maybe ambulance drivers do, I say, but I'm an EMT. My name is Dan, and I'm a construction worker. I drive a front loader. I make the yellow light flash when I back up. The beep, beep, beep tells everyone to get out of the way. Sometimes people watch me work. They ask if they can help. I say thanks, but no. Better leave the heavy work to the pros. Can you take a coffee break and give me a hug? My mom shouts. Coffee break's over, I shout back. Even construction workers hug their moms, she says. I'm Captain Steve, and I'm a helicopter pilot. I work for the Coast Guard. I rescue people from their boats during hurricanes and tornadoes and other gigantic storms. My partner uses a winch to pull them to safety. Can I hug the hero? My mom asks. I shake my head. Just part of the job, I say. Even helicopter pilots hug their moms, she says. Whoop, 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 go the blades. Sorry, I can't hear you, I yell, pointing up at the blades. My name is Sam. I'm the conductor of this train. Tickets, please, I call to the people waiting to get on. I take their tickets as they board. One of them tries to sneak a pig on board. No farm animals, I say. This is a passenger train. What do you get when you buy a ticket? A lady asks. You get a ride to Chicago, I say. Snacks? No, but you can buy food in the dining car. Hugs? No, no hugs. Only a ride to Chicago. Even conductors hug their moms, she says. Woo, woo, goes the whistle. All aboard, I say. This train is leaving the station. My name is Neil, and I'm an astronaut. This is my rocket. Yesterday I went to the moon. Don't believe anyone who tries to tell you it's made of cheese. It's made out of rock. Trust me. Today I'm going to Mars. I radio mission control. When they give me the thumbs up, I blast off. What's Mars made out of? My mom asks. I tell her Legos. I'm surprised you came back, she says. I'm here to get my Lego man. Then I'm going back again, I say. Any chance you'll give me a hug first? No, I say. Just wait a minute, Buster, she says. I gave you directions to Mars. A quick hug doesn't seem like too much to ask. I shrug. Well, it's a little hard to hug you when you're wearing I shrug. Well, it's a little hard to hug when you're wearing a bulky spacesuit. Huh, she says. Even astronauts hug their moms. My name is Rick. I'm a garbage collector. I stop at each house and pick up the trash, like worn-out toasters, slimy food wrappers, and pacifiers that are bad for the baby's teeth. I turn on the crusher. It mashes everything down so more trash will fit. It goes clunk, whir, cree. Whenever a lady throws something out by mistake, I get it back for her. Sometimes the lady is so happy that she tries to give me a hug. I let her because even garbage truck drivers hug their moms. Sometimes. The end. Wasn't that a good book? I think because our first book was about firemen, we should do a little song about firemen. So you're going to look over here and you're going to see some pictures, and we're going to do a little bit of a song about firemen, okay? Firemen, firemen, turn around. Can you turn around in a big circle? Very, very good. Firemen, firemen, touch the ground. Ready? Reach up tall and touch the ground. Firemen, firemen, drive the truck. I want you to grab your steering wheel and drive your truck. Vroom. Firemen, firemen, don't get stuck. Firemen, firemen, hurry to the fire. Let's run as fast as you can. Firemen, firemen, spray the water higher. Spray all your water with your fingers. Firemen, firemen, give a shout. Ah! Firemen, firemen, you put the fire out. Woohoo! Thank you, firemen. This book is called Farmyard Beat. Chicks can't sleep, chicks can't sleep, chicks can't sleep because they got that beat. Peep, 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 peep. And all that peeping wakes up sheep. Sheep can't sleep, sheep can't sleep, sheep can't sleep because they got that beat. Tat, tat, tatity, tat, 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 tatity, tat, tat. All that racket wakes up cat. Cat can't sleep, cat can't sleep, cat can't sleep because she's got that beat. Purr, meow, purr, meow. All that racket wakes up cow. Cows can't sleep, cows can't sleep, cows can't sleep because they got that beat. Swish, clank, swish, swish, clank, swish, clank, swish, swish, clank. All that racket wakes up old Frank. Oh, Hank. Hank can't sleep, Hank can't sleep, Hank can't sleep because it's got that beat. Woof, howoo, woof, howoo. All that racket wakes up. Shh, look who's coming. Hoo, hoo, lantern swinging. Hoo, hoo. Farmer Sue. Sue can't sleep, Sue can't sleep, Sue can't sleep because she's heard that beat. Sue looks here, Sue looks there. No one here or anywhere. With a yawn, she thinks she'll go to sleep when peep, 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 peep. Chicks can't help it, they've got that beat. Then tat, tat, tatity, tat, tat, purr, meow. Swish, clank, swish, swish, clank. Woof, hoo, hoo, hoo. Jig, jig, jiggity, jig. Everyone's dancing to that beat till they all fall asleep in a heap. The end. So we just listened to a very fun story about a farmer, kind of about a farmer. She comes out in the end, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to sing a song about a farmer, and I bet you already know it. It's Old McDonald, and we are going to see some friends. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on the farm he had a duck, E-I-E-I-O, with a quack quack here and a quack quack there. Here a quack, there a quack, everywhere a quack, quack. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a pig, E-I-E-I-O. With an oink oink here and an oink oink there. Here an oink, there an oink, everywhere an oink oink. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a dog, E-I-E-I-O. With a woof woof here and a woof woof there. Here a woof, there a woof, everywhere a woof woof. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a chicken, E-I-E-I-O. With a buck buck here and a buck buck there. Here a buck, there a buck, everywhere a buck buck. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. This book is called A Letter to My Teacher. Dear teacher, whenever I had something to tell you, I tugged on your shirt and whispered in your ear. This time I am writing a letter. I hope you remember me. I was the one who marched to school that first day, splashing through every puddle I could find. I wore a bright yellow raincoat and a dark, stormy frown. Because for me, school meant sitting still and listening, two things I wasn't much good at. I stood there ornery and dripping, just sure I'd get in trouble, but instead you grinned at me. Good morning, look at you, standing there like Mary Kingsley just back from canoeing up the Uga River. Who? I said. Where? Mary Kingsley, the fearless explorer, you explained. Someday we'll read about her. And crocodiles. Now get 'em up. Crocodiles? After taking attendance, you made a big announcement. Welcome! This year we'll be planting the first ever second grade garden. It will be our great experiment. Yay, we get to dig in the mud, I shouted. True, but first we'll read about plants, you said. We'll use math to measure our plot, and we'll write our garden plan. Reading, math, writing? I was better at running and jumping. Next week we visited the creek behind the school to learn about plants and water. When you weren't watching, I started to hop the rocks. Right in the middle, I got stuck. Look at me, I'm Mary What's-Her-Name, I hollered, trying to sound brave. Watch out for crocodiles, you called back. Then you rushed to rescue me. On the way back, you held my hand and never told anyone how much I was shaking. All fall, I tried hard to sit still. Right before Thanksgiving vacation, you asked who wanted to take home the Mouse Brothers. Me, pick me, I shouted. But while I was busy eating turkey, my cat, Lucy, ate one brother. I bought a replacement mouse. Except I just couldn't tell you. One day, when we were cleaning their cage, you called me over to your desk and told me that we might have to change the brother's name to Ma and Pa Mouse. You knew the whole time, I said. Laughing, you said, might as well get used to it. Teachers see everything. Then winter came. The reading corner became our secret garden of stories. On Friday afternoons, we all curled up in a heap to listen, just like our new litter of mice. I loved it when you read to us, and always begged for more, but I hated being called on to read out loud. I kept tripping over words. Once, right before my turn, I yelled, "Raise your hand if you want to go home." Another time, I clutched my throat and croaked, "Uh-oh, I lost my voice." Nothing fooled you, though. You called me to your desk and asked, "When we make our garden, do you think the seeds will grow right away?" "No," I said. "Everyone knows that they need time and sun and water." "Well, learning to read takes time too," you said. "Now, I think you have a cat." I nodded. "Lucy, the one who likes mice." "I'd like you to read to Lucy every day," you suggested. "It might keep her out of trouble." I giggled. "Maybe I'll read her Puss in Boots." I practiced hard, and you gave me extra help too. One day, you brought me a special book. I met a real author, and he autographed it just for you, you said. I looked at the cover and sounded out the words. "Wow, it's about her, that explorer, Mary Kingsley." You smiled. "Next week, you can share it with the class." In March, we explored our town. We went on a field trip to an old house. It was full of history and secret stairways. When I slipped away to look for hidden treasure in the root cellar, you and the whole class had to trudge down the old stone steps to find me. I think even you lost your patience that time. Exasperating was the word you used. I remember because that night my mom helped me look it up in the dictionary. The day you brought in seeds for us to choose, I tugged on your shirt. "Can we plant this kind?" "The packet says early spring. We can have bright red radishes in just a few weeks." "Good reading and great idea," you said. Thanks to the math games we played, I measured our garden patch. Measuring our garden patch was easy. At last, we turned over our soil and we were ready to plant. I was a radish crew chief. I read out the instructions all by myself. All spring, we weeded and watered and kept garden journals. On Friday before summer vacation, we wrote out invitations to every class to come and enjoy the salad we'd grown ourselves. Splendid spinach, said the principal. It's because of the worms, I explained. I didn't know how to say thank you. So on the last day, I gave you a present, a memory quilt. I'd measured squares on paper and made the story of our year in each one. The reading corner, the worms in our compost, the magnificent mouse family, and best of all, a picture of you and me. You looked at the quilt a long time and held it up for everyone to say, thank you. Now I'll never forget you all and the year of the second grade garden. Me either, I promise. And I never have. For a long time now, I've been wanting to write to tell you that even though I didn't always listen, and I know I was exasperating, second grade really was the best year ever. So I guess you won't be too surprised to hear that I still like stomping through creeks, digging in gardens, and even reading out loud to my cat. Most of all, I want to tell you that I'm about to start my first job, and tomorrow morning when I go to work, I'll think about everything you helped me explore and try my best to be like you. The end. Before we finish up, I would like to play one more game with you guys. If you look over here, what do you see? You see hats? These are hats for all different community helpers. There's a mailman hat, there's a nurse's hat, there is a construction hat. What else do you see? A police hat and a fireman's hat. Okay, and what we're looking for is a little cat. Little cat, are you behind the construction hat? Nope. Let's try again. Little cat, are you behind the firefighter hat? Nope, that's not a cat, is it? Little cat, are you behind the nurse's hat? No kitty cat there. Little cat, are you behind the policeman's hat? Shoot, I really thought we were gonna find it. Okay, one more. Little cat, are you behind the mailman's hat? There's our little cat, delivered to us from the mailman. I hope you had fun with today's story time. Bye.